Okay, guys, thank you for being on here tonight for our Sunday night power planning. It is the 19th of July. It's just crazy. 19 days of July have already gone past us. So we are going to start like we start every week. We're going to have you take a look at your rate of run. You guys, we are past the halfway point. Your rate of run is going to be more and more accurate, obviously, the closer we get to the end of the month. And because it's more and more accurate, this is really going to be the moment where you're like, okay, my pace is good, I'm going to keep moving, or you're going to be like, oh my gosh, somebody come kick me in the butt. So for those of you that are watching this that are new, rate of run is how we decide where you are so far in the month and where you're projected to end the month. So if you're shooting for something like a rank advancement, an auto bonus, on occasion they'll do one-time bonuses or trips based on volume. That's how we figure it out. That just shows you where your business is and where it's going. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into your cloud. You're going to go down to your business dashboard, business snapshot dashboard. Hang on, my bad. It's one of those two. It might actually be the same thing. And then from there, you're going to find where it says current QV. That's your qualified volume. So that is the volume that is anything that you and anyone under you has created so far this month. So when you find the current QV, and my screen's not updated at all, so just trust me on that. It's in your business dashboard. You're going to take that number and you're going to divide it by 19. Because why? Because today's the 19th. Easy peasy. So the number you see there is the average volume that you and your team have made each day this month. So now we're going to take that number and we're going to multiply it by 31 because there are 31 days in July. So now that number that you're looking at, that is where you are projected to end the month. It is not a guarantee, nor is it a ceiling, all right? So just because you see that number doesn't mean you can take your foot off the gas and be like, okay, great, I'm cruising through, this is where I'm gonna end. It also doesn't mean that you have to think to yourself, oh, it's not really where I wanted to go, I guess I'll try next month. No, try now. Not counting today, we have 12 solid days to finish out the month. That's a lot of time for a lot of magic. So like I said, it's super important to look at your rate of run, know where you're at, and now that it's past the halfway point, that rate of run is going to be more and more accurate to where you are projected to end the month. So always keep that number in mind. I check my rate of run at least once a day, sometimes a few times a day. Just depends on what's going on in the world, in my business world. But you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. So I always say it's super important to have your rate of run. All right, so looking forward on our calendar, this is the week of the 20th that we're going to be entering. We have an auto ship this week, and I'm thinking a mastermind training with corporate, but I haven't actually seen that, so I don't know. Okay, so Sandra is saying yes. Okay, so I'm just missing it somewhere. So let's talk about preparing for this upcoming week. We talk a lot about daily reach outs. We're going to talk about them again. When you are reaching out to people, remember a reach out is not, hey, have you heard of Thrive? It's any sort of communication. It is your job as a promoter to communicate with people. Find out what's going on in someone's life. Find out what's important to them. Find out what is maybe that they're struggling with, or find out what they're doing well. Like, you can help them. Say they're struggling with a health issue, you could probably help them. Maybe they're struggling with a financial issue, you could probably help them. Maybe they're doing great in life, you could cheer them on. We could all use a little more cheering on in this world. So it's your job to connect with people, and the more people you connect with, the higher chance you're going to have at finding someone who needs your help. So yes, I talk a lot about rate of run and volume. Yes, I love making a commission check on Tuesdays. But at the core of all of that, it's because I've helped someone. Whether I've helped a personal customer take their Thrive and feel better, or I've helped someone on my team in a 3-way chat, or someone on my team hit their auto bonus. No matter what, we're helping people. So you can't help people if you don't know what they need help with, right? It's very easy to judge and think, oh, this is what this person needs help with. Well, you don't know. So your job as a promoter is to communicate, ask questions. A lot of times I have to remind myself when I toggle back and forth between the person who is answering questions, I have to remind myself to put on my curiosity hat and remind myself that now I'm the one going out and I'm asking questions. I want to know how your day was, how your weekend is, how's your mom feeling, how did the graduation party go, how did the new paint color turn out? Like, I want to know these questions, right? So however it works best for you. Sometimes I literally have to, actually Sandra Dilbeck taught me this one time. She challenged me one day. We set a timer, and during the time, it was how many people could we reach out to. And I did so much better when I had that timer set than when I just try to willy-nilly it. So whatever works best for you. But if I can set my timer and be like, okay, curiosity hat on, questions, like start thinking of questions, I do so much better. I can just dive in and start asking people questions. Here's the thing. Let's say you set your timer for 15 or 20 minutes and you do nothing but ask questions for 20 minutes. Don't stop. Don't stop to answer questions. Yes, a lot of times we do need to remember our own advice, right? Like, you totally helped me that day. And so now hopefully I'm helping you by bringing that back up. When you start asking questions, some people might be able to write back right away. That's great. But your timer is set and you are focused on asking questions. So you keep asking questions. You can go back and answer stuff later and carry on the conversation, because obviously that's our goal, is to create a conversation. But if you want to ask 20 minutes worth of questions and right away somebody answers you and you start a conversation, I can guarantee you will not get all of your reach outs done. So for me, it's a matter of setting my timer, just focusing on asking questions, not answering questions. And that's hard because I like to help people. I like to answer questions, but yeah, so that's what I have to do to help get my reach outs in. And I have a little small group, like a little accountability group that I'm working with, and we check with each other every night. Have you done your reach outs? Have you done your reach outs? Have you done your reach outs? And so even if I'm tempted to turn off the timer or not ever even set it, I know I have to check in with these girls at the end of the night. So that is my recommendation for you if you're struggling to get all your reach outs in. And you guys know this if you've been on any of my power plans prior. I think the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is great, especially if you're brand new. But if you're in this to actually make a business, you can go ahead and throw the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 out the window, because you need a heck of a lot more than 5 reach outs a day. The little group I'm in, we are currently working on 35 a day. Is that a lot? Yes. Some days do I want to poke my eyes out? Yes. But does it make a difference in my business? Absolutely. Whitney says, are reach outs for current customers or potentials, or both? Both. I definitely do both. So to me, a current customer might be more of like a follow-up, where we're going to talk about this a little bit too, where you're checking on them to see how they're feeling. But sometimes current customers can, I don't want to say ghost, but they're all hot and heavy in your messenger and they want to get started and they're feeling great. And then the next thing you know, they're off living their life, which is good. That's what we want for them, but we don't want to lose track of them. So yes, absolutely. And I also consider too, when I reach out to anyone in my downline that is not someone who's been active for a while. So let's say you have a promoter that is under you and a couple months goes by, like in the beginning, they're doing so great and loving it. And then all of a sudden they start kind of fading away. I consider reaching out, because anytime I'm reaching out to someone, that is a possibility of increasing business again. That's a possibility of bringing somebody back or answering someone's question or finding out how I can help them. So yes, it's for both. That was a very long-winded answer for a simple question. So we'll just go into follow-ups then. So one of the tricks I want you guys to remember for your follow-ups, because I think it can get confusing, especially if you're doing 35 reach outs a day, it can get confusing on who you need to follow up with. There's lots of different ways to do it. This is just one of the many. Actually, I'll share with you two. Because I don't use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet, I just have a notebook where I just write names or write down notes as I'm talking to people. I will admit I don't write down every conversation. So sometimes, like let's say 10 out of the 35, no one wrote me back. That's cool. That's all right. But maybe somebody wrote me back and we started a conversation. I will circle their name, put a star next to them. I'm not very organized about it, honestly, but it works for me. It's how my brain tends to do okay. But there's one place for sure in your cloud that I want to make sure you guys know where it is and that you check it frequently. When you go back and again into that business dashboard, when you see there's a green square, an orange square, and a red, something like that, it's your PPA report is what I'm clicking. Click on any one of those buttons and it will pop up to you the names of every person in the last 90 days who has placed their first order. Those are the people who you need to be in such close contact with that you know their mother's maiden name. Just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the people who have placed orders in the last 90 days. Those are people, so like, you know, a lot of people, I think a lot of times it's easy to remember who placed an order this week. Although sometimes it's not, because you already have moved on to trying to find who else wants to place an order. So to me, the PPA report is a great place to go to trigger your memory of who, especially like on occasion, you'll get someone who orders Thrive very easily, no questions asked, and you've not had a lot of conversation with them. It's very easy to forget. For example, I have a daughter of a Thriver who was like, hey, mom says this stuff's amazing. I want to order it. So she ordered it last month. It was literally that easy for that new customer. So I have to remind myself to check in with her, because I didn't really check in with her prior, you know, like it wasn't like we had a conversation. So I think that the PPA report is a great place to go. Sometimes I just have to sit down and be like, okay, I need to do follow-ups. And then I'm like, okay, self, where am I going to go to kick this off? That's where I go. Once I get that started, then it starts to fall into place. I go back through Messenger and check on things. I go back through my notes and look for my stars and my circles, things like that. Something else I want you to do right now for your follow-ups on that PPA report, those people's names in your 30, 60, and 90 day, are they thriving for free? Those are the people you need to know. Are they thriving for free? And if they aren't, now is the time to have that conversation with them. They have 12 full days left of July to earn their Thrive for free for August. It can be done. It can be done in a day. So for sure in 12 days. Now's the time to start having that conversation. And know that I don't have a magic script. I don't have a magic wand to wave. Everyone's going to be different. Some people are going to be, you know, right away, yes, I've got 7 friends who I know need this. And some people are going to be super excited and eager to contact their friends. Some people are going to tell you that they don't know anybody. That's my favorite. I don't know anybody. I'm like, wow, that must be a sad, lonely world you live in. And so sometimes it just takes a little prodding, or again, more questions. Is anyone that you're working with starting to notice a difference in you? Has anyone in your family mentioned that, you know, you're looking different or feeling different? Because a lot of times people will be having those conversations outside of your messenger with them. Like somebody at work will be like, gosh, you've been awful chipper today. And they may not, that to us, we're like, oh, they need to thrive too. But your average customer is not thinking that way yet. So sometimes it takes some prodding. And remember, yes, in my mind, free Thrive is totally worth working for. Your customer may not understand that yet. They may not totally believe that it's free. Maybe they're so crazy busy or so crazy shy that to them it's not worth it. They don't want to talk to anybody. So just be prepared that you might need to do the work. Just try to get them connected, or have them connect you to that person somehow, some way. And once you're connected, then it's up to you to offer, you know, your solution or your thoughts or your ideas or your specials or whatever to that person, and keep track of how many referrals you're getting under those customers, so that hopefully by the end of the month, you have customers thriving for free. Because there's a couple of really great things about, probably the most obvious of thriving for free is that it's free. Duh, that's awesome. So your customer's gonna be happy, they're thriving for free. But when customers see that it truly is free, that it only took 2 people, they're more apt to start talking about how not only am I feeling good, but I'm actually getting it for free, which then means they're talking to people, which then means you've set them up to actually, they could be a promoter at that point. Like they're talking to people, right? So I think it's important to get people thriving for free, because it helps them stay on board. Obviously, it takes away the financial burden, and it proves to them what an amazing company Lavelle is, that it's not just something we talk about thriving for free. It actually does happen. Okay, so that's my spiel on that. Now, I want to talk to you guys real quick. We have an auto ship. It's coming out on Saturday. And I say the same thing every time we have an auto ship. Please do not wait until the day before to contact these people and say, hey, you got an auto ship coming out. Do you want it or don't you? Like, don't do that. What you need to do is go into the cloud, hit my team, go to my customers, right? So log into the cloud, my team, my customers. It's going to populate a report for you for all your customers. From that, you are going to scroll all the way to the right, the far right, and you're going to see a column that says next auto ship. Where the words next auto ship are, you're going to click that twice, and it's going to put them in order of the upcoming auto ships. Anyone who has an auto ship set for July 25th, it's going to say who they are. Write their names down. You know what? Let's do it right now. Let's write their names down right now. I'm going to do it with you. So get into your cloud. Hopefully I can get in. I couldn't get in a minute ago. All right, we're in the cloud. We're going to my team, my customers. We're going to scroll all the way to the right. We're going to click next auto ship twice. Now, anyone that says 725, you're going to write those names down. Now, some of you might think I'm crazy because this doesn't happen till later in the month, but or later in the week, but I'll tell you why I'm so crazy about it here in a second. Okay, so you guys keep writing if you need. So I've got these 5 people in front of me that are set for auto ship this Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna reach out to all of them and ask them how their weekend went. First, I'm gonna peek on their Facebook because there could be a picture. Maybe they went camping, maybe they went boating, maybe they painted their laundry room. I don't know. I'm gonna peek first and see if I can find anything. If I can, I'll be specific. Hey, it looks like you had a great weekend at the lake. What lake were you at? Or what were you celebrating or whatever? I'm gonna just start a conversation with these people, right? On Monday. From that conversation, they're gonna write me back. They're gonna tell me what they did or whatever. I'm probably gonna respond. I can't ever tell you exactly what I'm gonna say because I don't know what they're gonna say. So it's just a conversation. We're gonna go back and forth a couple of times. Then I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I was just looking at my reports. I'm going to wait a little bit, right? Like a day or 6 hours. Hey, I was just going through my reports and I'm so glad we've been chatting. I need to let you know that there's an auto ship coming out this Saturday for you. And I think because you're camping so much or because you're renovating your house or because you're like, case in point, I have one for sure, because you are super stressed out about the upcoming school year. She's a teacher and she's losing her mind openly on Facebook. So that one won't be hard. Based on what I'm seeing, I was thinking now's a great time to add XYZ. Maybe switch it up to Black Label. Maybe this is a great time to add Pure. Maybe someone who's camping and going to boating a lot, balance would be good for them right now. They're probably eating like crap. So based on what we talked about earlier in the week, I'm then going to use to encourage them to add on or switch up their auto ship. Notice I'm not saying, do you want it or not? I'm assuming they're keeping it. And I'm assuming they want to make it even better than before. That's the assumption I go into that conversation with. If I wait until Friday at 5 o'clock when they're getting ready to go out for dinner at 6 and say, oh, hey, by the way, we only have until tonight at 11:59 to change that auto ship if you want. What's their gut reaction going to be? I'm busy, just cancel it for now. We'll deal with it tomorrow, right? Don't set yourself up for that. Remember to be there for these people. They're thriving because of you. So start conversations early. So that's my process. Like, I know we only have 3 auto ships a month, but to me, those 3 auto ships are enough to keep my conversations going because I'm having conversations 4 to 5 days prior to those auto ships anyway. And then I'm getting to know what could be better for that person anyway. And they may even bring it up. They might bring it like, hey, my weekend was great. I was just remembering I have an auto ship coming up. Like, they might bring it up. Doubtful, but they might. And I say this to you all the time, and I truly mean it. Do your part for customer service. These people have entrusted you with not only their health, but their money. This is not a good time in the world for people to be getting charged when they're not prepared, okay? This is just not, it's not been a good time since March for people to get charged when they're not prepared. So part of it is just growing your business properly, and the other part is just good, solid customer service. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to dive in here really quickly. Oh, there's chat and I'm totally missing it. Why won't I open? Okay, especially when you're working to, what was that in regards to, Laura? I'm sorry. You said especially when you're working 2+ promote. Oh, to go through the reports, checking PPA. Yes. Yeah, because same. I have a couple that Tom's actually signing up people. Yay. But I got to remember like who we signed up, when they signed up, what are their names? Are we following up with them? Because it's really easy to forget. It sounds so bad to say, but it's easy to forget people. Okay, so now that I have chat open, let's chit chat. So the last thing I want to talk about, and this is coming at you more from a business building perspective. Like I know in our power plans, it's like to plan out the week. Like don't forget to do your birthday reach outs. Don't forget to do your auto ship reach outs. Like there's like the actual working Zooms that we do, every single day to walk you through that. For me, I try to also think of other things that you like, big picture things. And one of the big picture things I want you to think about is, are you incentivizing your customers and your promoters to grow your business? So I know some people, when they hear that, well, first of all, I know a lot of people wait for their upline to throw out some sort of incentive. And I also know people wait around for corporate to throw out some sort of incentive. So here's my advice to that. Stop. First of all, fire your upline. Don't ever wait around on your upline. I don't care how great your upline might be. Don't ever wait around on your upline to do something. You have no idea what's going on in someone's life. You have no idea if they're going to be able to do something. Don't ever wait around on that. And corporate, you guys, they every single day of the week allow you to sell your product at 20% off plus a free box of shakes. Every day of the week, they're giving you an incentive. On occasion, they throw out awesome ones. Like this weekend, we've had the $30 preloaded for new accounts. That's killer. That's been so good to like just get people excited, just get people talking. But for you specifically, what do you do? Now, some people will say to me, I don't do incentives because I don't have any promoters. Well, that's a hell of a good way to keep yourself from ever having any promoters. So what you need to think about is, how could you incentivize someone to become a promoter? Or let's just go back to the basics. How can you incentivize someone to become a customer that then becomes a thriving for a free customer that then becomes a happy promoter, right? So we talked briefly about this in my team Zoom last week. You guys need to look at your commission checks and remember, that's not all your money to keep. You need to take that money, some of that money, and you guys are all going to be different. The example I gave was keeping 60 and using 40. Some of you will be in a different tax bracket and you need to spend 50%. But when you get that commission check, do the happy dance, that's cool, but then do the math. Take out at least 40% of that and say, how can I use that to grow my business? Maybe 40% is only going to be $10. Well, $10 can help cover shipping for someone. Or you guys go to TJ Maxx and get 2 blender bottles for $10. That's a great incentive. Maybe 40% is going to be $1,000. Well, then you better start racking your brain about something awesome to offer your entire team, right? So when you're looking at your reach outs and your follow-ups, like that to me is the bread and butter. If you don't do that, if you're not doing here's the thing, if you don't do those reach outs and follow-ups, you don't have anybody to incentivize anyway. So what's it matter? So do that first every single day, but then also think of ways you can grow your business. What is something fun that you can do? If you can get that free blender bottle for a new customer, great. Maybe you could do a little thing where you find 2 or 3 blender bottles and you say the first 3 people who order Blast get a free blender bottle. Like, I don't care what you do or how you do it, but get creative with it. Remember, people like to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So when you start doing incentive, like the incentive, let me make a sentence. When you start doing incentives like this, where say you offer someone on your team a free blender bottle, and then they show the picture of, hey, I got this free blender bottle from my upline, Laura. People like, oh, wait, Laura really does do what she says, or Laura really does have people on her team, or, whatever it is. Sandra says, this is my promo for the team through Saturday. Do 5 new 3-way chats, and they're getting a book called Exactly What to Say by Phil Jones. And that's another great thing. So when you're thinking about your promos or your incentive and your incentives, it doesn't always have to be volume based. It can be activity based. So for example, going back to those customers thriving for free, you connect me with 10 non-thriving friends, I'll give you a blender bottle, which I'm just using that as an example. You can do whatever you want. You connect me with 5 non-thrive. So not only would they be setting you up for helping them thrive for free, because remember, everyone they send to you is their referral, but it's your customer. So if they're going to connect you with that many people, not only can they possibly thrive for free if the cards fall into place with the 3-way chats, but they could also get a prize. So it doesn't always have to be volume based. It could also be activity based. Like sometimes people will say to me, I need a promo for my team. And my first question, and you girls on here will know this, I say, what do you want from your team? What is your team not doing that you want your team to do? So if the team's not bringing in new customers, we base it around new customers. If my team is not making 3-way chats, we base it around 3-way chats. So do you see what I'm saying? So start thinking of your business that way, because it's always a multi-pronged approach. Yes, you have to do all of your reach outs. Yes, you're going to talk to those people and get them excited and get them curious about your business. But what is something that might help them jump over the fence? Like I know when I ordered way back when, Brittany Williams was offering a free box of capsules if someone ordered the 3-step system. So what did I do? I got my 3 steps plus my free box of capsules, and I went ahead and got my shake and my DFT to make a solid 8 weeks. So you just never know. I didn't even know who Brittany was. I didn't even really know what Thrive was at that point, you guys. But it was the incentive, because trust me, I had been hearing about it for a while. But it was the incentive when I was like, fine, that'll work. I love saving money. So you just never know. Some people like saving money. Some people like getting free product. Some people like getting gift with purchase, like whatever. Just get creative, I guess is what I'm saying. So anyway, I have talked a lot. Make sure there's nothing else in chat. I feel like you guys, 12 whole days, 12 whole more days. It's like, I hope when you looked at your rate of run, you got giddy about the fact that you've got 12 whole more days to make that happen. But with that, if you guys don't have any other questions, anyone? This is just for my team real quick. I know we have other people on here. There was a post from Maria that just came out showing a special team Zoom tomorrow night during what we normally have our team Zoom at. So obviously we will be doing Maria's. I don't know if I'll do mine after that or what. I'll figure that out for now. I don't want to have people on Zooms for hours on end, but when Maria asks you to be on something, I think it's important we get on it. So anyway, I just want to throw that out. Okay, guys, happy Sunday. Sandra, yeah.
I had put something in the chat group real quick. I just said, you were talking about something towards the end. I don't remember exactly what you had said. And so that made me think of that. Some people are truly sitting there thinking about messaging you and then they haven't. And so when you're connecting and you're doing those reach outs, no matter what it's about, that gives them an opportunity to open that door to say, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about talking to you about Thrive. Mm-hmm. And that happened to me yesterday. So
yeah, it kind of twice though, right? Yeah, twice. Yeah. So again, if Sandra had not just sent the message, hey, how are you doing or whatever, that person might have just kept sitting there thinking, one of these days I want to talk to her, but she sent a message about something completely different. And they're like, you know what, I've been going to talk to you about this Thrive thing you've been doing. So message. Okay, you guys. Oh, Shantae, hey babe, we're just getting ready to get off. You got on just in time, but I will post the recording, I promise. So anyway, the recording will be on the YouTube. If you need anything, let me know. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Oh, I want to upgrade. Oh, well.